Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team, Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
The U.S. ramps up evacuations out of Afghanistan ahead of the looming August 31st deadline for American troop withdrawal. President Biden gives an update.
The Rockford police officer accused of sexual assault could reach a plea deal. We'll tell you what we know after Eric Thurmond's day in court.
It's a unique historical building. There were 4 of them in the state of Illinois.
A Stevenson County structure enjoyed by the community for 100 years will stay standing. The future of Freeport's Tabernacle. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. President Joe Biden outlines a strategy to increase evacuations of Americans and people who worked with the U.S. government over the last 20 years in Afghanistan.
Washington correspondent Rashad Hudson has more on the president's plans as he keeps you connected to the nation's capital.
Good evening. President Biden says the U.S. is conducting a difficult and risky mission to bring Americans home from Afghanistan, but some lawmakers say it didn't have to be this way.
Good afternoon.
Standing alongside his national security team, President Biden said the U.S. is doing everything it can to get as many Americans and allies out of Afghanistan as possible.
The United States stands by its commitment that we've made to these people, and includes other vulnerable Afghans, such as women leaders and journalists.
President Biden said the military has increased its footprint and evacuated 5,700 people in the most recent 24-hour period.
This is one of the largest, most difficult airlifts in history.
The scene in Afghanistan remains chaotic, but President Biden warned the Taliban not to stand in the way of the evacuation.
Will be met with swift and forceful response.
Some lawmakers, like Alabama Congressman Jerry Carl, say the Biden administration is leaving Congress in the dark.
We can't just keep being treated like a bunch of children and not, given information on an as-need-know basis.
Carl is also worried about what will happen to the weapons and equipment the U.S. gave the Afghan military.
They may not be capable or have the knowledge to operate it, but it will be for sale and it'll be sold on a black market somewhere.
During those remarks this afternoon, the president said they are working to determine how many Americans are still left in Afghanistan. Reporting in Washington, Rashad Hudson, back to you.
One of the Rockford police officers accused of raping a woman could make a plea deal next month. Eric Thurmond was in court today. His case was continued and a plea is set for September 1st. Thurmond was charged with criminal sexual assault in 2019. Earlier this year, Thurmond's lawyer tried to get the case thrown out. The attorney argued the woman gave false and misleading information to the grand jury. The second Rockford police officer charged with sexual assault in that same year is due back in court next month. Daniel Basil is also asking for his charges to be dismissed. 3 men are wanted after a wallet went missing and nearly $5,000 spent on one of the credit cards. Right now, Janesville Police are trying to identify these 3 men you see in the pictures. The wallet was stolen from the Festival Foods Monday. Then police say the trio were seen buying things at a Walmart with a credit card from that wallet. The men were also seen driving a dark-colored Honda CR-V with unknown plates. If you know who any of these people could be, call Janesville Police.
COVID cases in Illinois continue to rise. The number of positive cases has nearly doubled from the same time last year. The Illinois Department of Public Health reports more than 24,000 new cases from last Friday to yesterday. Compare that to just over 13,000 in 2020. There were 126 COVID-related deaths this week. Last year, there were 136. More Illinoisans are getting vaccinated. The CDC reports more than 77% of adults have at least 1 dose, and more than 60% are fully vaccinated. Starting today, masks are required indoors in Chicago, regardless of whether you're vaccinated. Everyone 2 years and older must wear face covering in public indoor settings. This comes as the Delta variant's driving up cases in the Chicago area. The city's averaging 453 cases a day. The mandate will stay in place until that number falls below 400. Health officials will require masks for all of Cook County starting Monday.
I applaud the city of Chicago in taking proactive efforts here. I encourage other local governments, whether they be cities or townships or counties, to also take proactive steps, and we will look at the state level whether that's an appropriate thing at some moment. And again, every day I'm looking at these numbers and talking to Dr. Ezike.
The governor went on to say he would only impose a statewide mandate if the numbers go up exponentially.
A steel plant is picking up and moving from Rockford to Wisconsin. The Arnson Corporation has locations on School Street in Rockford and in Woodstock. Wisconsin's governor said the company is moving production to the small village of Sharon in Walworth County to produce large diameter steel pipes. It's for a $16 million state rail project. The new factory will employ 40 workers and should be completed next year.
The future of Freeport's Oakdale Tabernacle has been up in the air for over 4 years. We first told you about a local group's mission to save the structure last year. Now the group has reached a deal with the Freeport Park Board. Michelle Rave spoke with those trying to save the tabernacle. They tell you they're overjoyed. Michelle?
The historic building was going to be torn down, but it's now getting a second chance after a local group made it their mission to save it.
To many people, this is what Oakdale is, the Tabernacle.
The Tabernacle, located in the Oakdale Nature Preserve in Freeport, has been around for over 100 years. In 2017, the Freeport Park District had plans to demolish it, saying it wasn't structurally sound.
It's an important historical landmark for us in Stevenson County and Freeport, and we thought it would be a shame to destroy such a building that so many people have fond memories of not just Oakdale, but being in the Tabernacle.
That's when 9 people came together to form Save the Tabernacle, Inc., with one mission in mind.
And there were so many people in the community that rallied around us during our struggle to convince the Park District not to destroy this place, that we are just encouraged and gratified and completely motivated to see it through.
After 4 long years, the group received good news Tuesday night from the Park District.
We do have a 20-year lease with the Park District, but we hope that this revitalization that we're planning to do will add a great deal to Oakdale in addition to the other improvements that the Park District is making.
The Freeport Park District declined an on-camera interview, but told me in part, we're pleased to reach an agreement with Save the Tabernacle, Inc., and eager to see their vision of restoring the Tabernacle become a reality. The group's plans restore the structure and make it a space where all are welcome.
But our hope is to have all sorts of events, much like used to be in the past. We'd have perhaps church services, weddings, family reunions, other music festivals, whatever might be. And the setting out here is just spectacular.
But the journey isn't over just yet. The group is asking for the community's help in restoring the building. To find more information on how you can donate, head to mystateline.com. Mimi?
Thanks, Michelle. A Freeport veteran receives a big thank you for his service. Scott Haw served in the Army during the Gulf War, and today he was honored with a veteran pinning ceremony, certificate of appreciation, and a handmade plaque. Heartland Hospice made the day possible. After serving his country, Scott made it his mission to help veterans and service members find jobs. His wife tells us giving back to the community is Scott's passion.
He became a leaver, a local veterans employment representative, and that is helping the business owners hire the vets. And he's still trying to do that to this very day. He was working this morning up until time to be here.
Scott is also heavily involved in the Freeport community, from working at the library to serving with the Knights of Columbus. Nearly 20 state-line libraries are getting a boost.
The Illinois Secretary of State announced more than $18 million is being handed out statewide. The Rockford Public Library is getting the largest amount in our area, more than $225,000. Both Freeport and Belvedere's libraries will get nearly $40,000. The money will pay for new books, including large print materials, new computers and printers, along with audiobooks, e-books, and Spanish and dual language materials.
Warm weather will continue into the weekend, and if you haven't made it out to local public pools, Sunday is your last chance. The Rockford Park District will shut down Harkins Aquatic Center and Sand Park Pool Sunday evening. That will also be the last day to swim at William Grady Pool in Belvedere. In Beloit, Kruger Pool will not be open tomorrow because of a staffing shortage and will close for the season Sunday at 6.
Oakdale County will soon have its first Starbucks. Crews broke ground in Rochelle this morning. The coffee chain's building a 2,000 square foot building with drive-through and indoor and outdoor seating on North 7th Street. That's next to Walgreens. Rochelle is working with a suburban Chicago firm to bring new business to the city. That store is expected to open next spring.
And we also have a little bit of a breeze kicking up from the south here, so taking the edge off just a little bit of some of that heat. But whether it's coming down to here to City Market or out to the Winnebago County Fair, just know you're going to run into some heat here for us this evening. Let's take you live outside over downtown Rockford now with a Marcel Skytrack camera looking off to the east. We've had a few fair weather cumulus clouds pop up for us this afternoon. A couple of showers out over Lake Michigan along a lake breeze, but no real big impact for us here this evening. You see a couple of lighter showers there starting to form along McHenry County. We expand the view just a bit. We've actually got a cold front working in from the plains. That front will move closer to us as we go throughout the day tomorrow. But any active weather for us this evening is going to stay out to the west or off to the east with some of those showers along a lake breeze. As we go through time with FutureCast, you're able to see some of those showers beginning to move in. Storm system should be weakening by the time it gets to us tomorrow morning, but by about 5, 6 o'clock, we might see a few isolated showers, a couple of claps of thunder, but you see as that runs into the drier air, it really does begin to fade away. Cold front then will come through. We could see a few more thunderstorms redevelop once we get to about noon, and that would carry us into the mid-afternoon. That front then moving off to the east as we head towards late afternoon. A couple of stronger thunderstorms there out towards Chicago, and if we do see a thunderstorm or two, wouldn't be surprised if we get some heavy downpours associated with that, and maybe a wind gust 30 to 35 miles per hour. After that, high pressure is quick to build in. That'll leave us with a mostly clear sky Saturday night. Some cloud cover will linger around just a little bit on Sunday, but a drop in the humidity. So Sunday will feel a lot better for the afternoon. Tomorrow is also going to feel muggy, especially as we pick up with that southwesterly wind. Temperatures right now sit at 87 degrees in Rockford, feels like 91, 87 in Freeport, and 89 our current temperature here in Rochelle. Dew point numbers are up in the upper 60s and low 70s, so that's where that stickiness comes to play. Tonight we're down to 70 degrees. Cloud cover will increase tonight. That chance for a shower thunderstorm early tomorrow, and then that picks up once we head into the afternoon. Highs back near 87 for the high on Saturday. We're close to 90 once again as we head into next week, and that's all in part to a more active pattern that sets up next week. Big heat dome develops and pushes that jet stream very close to us. That could leave for several storm systems to be moving through. One Sunday night into Monday, and then again Monday night into Tuesday. Depending on when those thunderstorms move through, if they move through more during the night, temperatures into next week will easily make it into the 90s, and that heat index could come close to 100 degrees. We'll hang on to those thunderstorms as we head into next week. That's your 7-day forecast. Scott Leber is next here with sports. Scott?
Thank you, Candace. Well, the last time a Guilford football team put together a winning season, this year's seniors were in 4th grade. There's a feeling on campus that that streak could end this season. Let's learn more about the Vikings in our football two-a-days. We start with the guy overseeing things now for the Vikings, new head coach Tony Capriotti. He's been a teacher and an assistant coach at Guilford since 2012, so he saw Guilford's last winning season. He doesn't want to wait long to see the next one, neither do his players.
What's most exciting is that seeing the buy-in that they have and them wanting to do a little bit extra. Sometimes they get mad when we cut things short a little bit.
Guilford's numbers are good. There are close to 70 players in the program, freshmen through seniors, and there will be 37 to 42 players on the varsity roster.
The overall theme for this year was we have to define what toughness is to us. Because, you know, a lot of times people think it's a big hit or they think it's a big play, but for us it was really being consistent in our approach and consistent in our day-to-day effort.
The Vikings later on the field will be returning senior quarterback Bryce Walker.
I bring leadership to the team, you know, the vocal leader. I bring, you know, make sure everybody's in line. And I bring, you know, fun and energy to every practice, every game.
Best QB in the Nick, you ask me. I'm going to be honest with you, fast. That's Lamar Jackson 2.0.
The Vikings could have a running back by committee approach. That's the deepest position on the team, although sophomore LaDamian Hoffman could turn out to be something special. 5 juniors on the offensive line all got some varsity experience in the spring. The Vikings threw the ball only 5 times in their 4 spring games. Capriotti won't say what type of offense he'll run this season. He'll only say that
we will run the ball and we will pass the ball.
Phoenix will be one of the cornerstones on defense at linebacker. Angela Washington and Jordan Reynolds are a couple more guys to keep an eye on defense.
We like to hit, so you're going to feel us this year. I'm going to say that. They're going to feel us this year.
Tonight at 9 and 10 on our 2 days, we'll visit the Jefferson Jayhawks. And tonight marks the return of our weekly half-hour high school football show, Overtime. David Greenberg and I will be joined by Tim Bailey to discuss the NIC-10, Big Northern, and NUIC conferences and what to expect this season. That's tonight, live at 11 on Fox 39. That's sports. We'll be right back.
Candace will have a final check of the weather in just a few seconds.
But first, here's a look at what's to come on News Nation tonight.
Tonight on the Donlin Report, a messy withdrawal continues in Afghanistan. Today, President Biden plays defense, his new plan to slow the Taliban and bring everyone home safely. Now, here's Leland Vitter with a preview of On Balance.
Thanks, Joe. Tonight, we're going to check in with a journalist currently in Afghanistan, how she's covering events as they unfold. Plus, what it's like for American citizens during this crisis. That's coming up on Balance tonight, followed by News Nation Prime.
You can catch News Nation tonight on cable and satellite stations you see here. You can also head to newsnation.com. Let's head back out to Candace for a final look at the forecast.
Yeah, it's a steamy one out here. At least we've got a little bit of a breeze, and the sun underneath one little cumulus cloud kind of blocking out some of the heat, but that'll soon come out and the sun will be blazing here once again. No matter what you've got going on this evening, should be fine weather-wise. Just know it is going to be a little on the steamier side. Our first WARN interactive radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. We've got a couple of isolated showers popping up mostly to the east along a lake breeze. Temperature tonight near 70, 87 with some thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon.
Thanks, Candace.
And thank you for spending some time with us. Stay safe.